Hey everyone, Sean Peers from DentalPeers here. A little bit overdue, it's been a while, but I'm bringing back another one of our popular Meet Our Partners installments. And today I am joined by our newest partner at DentalPeers and someone that we're very excited to welcome on board. I have with us Sylvie Forget-Swim from Palladium Insurance. Hey, how you doing, Sylvie?
I'm great. How are you, Sean?
Oh, nothing better than a snowfall after we've had days of 20 degrees and plus, right? What could
It's
be
true.
better?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I guess, hey, welcome to the DentalPeers family. We're glad that we after chatting about it for a couple of years, we're glad that we're finally able to make this work.
Yeah, we are very excited to be a part of the Peers group and to be able to bring our insurance offering to all of your members.
And we're certainly excited to learn more about that and a little bit about yourself. So why don't you, since this is the chance to meet our partners, why don't you talk a little bit about yourself, introduce yourself to all the DentalPeers members out there.
Sure. Well, thank you. So my name is Sylvie Forget-Swim. I'm the managing partner at Palladium Insurance. I guess, I've been in insurance since 2005 when I took over from my dad, and our brokerage in Orleans merged with Palladium about 7 years ago. And since then, we're just known as Palladium Insurance. Our DentAssure program, which is probably one of the areas that I love to focus on. I work solely with doctors and dentists across Canada. We started that program, oh my gosh, 15 years ago this year. So after 15 years, our program has grown and the coverage has grown so that it can respond to what our dentists need. And it's just, it's an exciting place to work because you're working with professionals, and I'm making sure that they've got the insurance they need to make sure they have peace of mind at the end of the day, right?
And that's the big challenge. I mean, at the best of times, it's the big challenge, but
It
making
is.
sure that they can sit back and feel free to know that if anything does go wrong, fingers crossed it doesn't, but if anything does go wrong, that they have not only an insurance product that will look after them, but a person that will help them navigate through the ins and outs of that product.
Yeah, absolutely. Insurance isn't just a simple piece of paper anymore like it was back in the day. My dad used to go door to door, knock on the door and say, I can insure your home for $250, right? I still have the half-page piece of paper that was the insurance policy. And now when you guys get your insurance policies, I'm looking at 120 pages of, sleepy legal jargon that truly nobody can understand unless you're a professional in insurance. So I always, when I start to work with professionals, it's always, you have an accountant that you trust, you have a lawyer that you trust, and you should absolutely have an insurance broker that you trust in that mix of professionals that you work with on a daily basis or annual basis anyway.
And I certainly know, based upon feedback that I've heard from other dental contacts that have had to deal with putting claims through that were covered under the DentAssure program, and wound up with aspects of that as the claim unfolded, it seemed kind of small to start with, but they'd still file their claim. But then all of a sudden they dig into it, and wow, there was more to this as the work was being uncovered. And I mean, what they had to say in terms of the ability for you to be there and guide them and lead them through and make sure that they were being looked after. I think, as I said, the service component is probably more important in a lot of respects than the insurance product itself.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of everything that we've heard as to what you in particular and what Palladium brings to the table.
Yeah, you're right. My main focus is the dentist. They are our client. The insurance company, of course, they're our partners, and we take care of them just so that when I need them, they're there to make sure that my clients are good. And that is our main focus. It's all about the dentist and making sure that they get what they're supposed to get, what they're due in a claim to the max.
Yeah. And I mean, we've all been dealing with a lot of challenging times over the last year. And interestingly enough, when it came to anyone that was filing claims under pandemic clauses and stuff like that, who was the first one that wound up paying out?
Well, I'm proud to say that it was Palladium Insurance and our DentAssure program for sure. It was a coverage that was included in our policy, and all of our dentists got $40,000. I know it's not enough to cover, for most of us or for most of you guys, the revenue that you lost, but it was there. It was read into the wordings, and we're happy that Intact paid every single one of them for us. That was important to me, very important.
Yeah. And of course, there's going to be ongoing challenges that will unfold as a result of the pandemic. And I know that one of the big things that they can count on you to help them is to explain how things are changing.
For sure. I mean, that is my role. And, right now well, as you know, Sean, it's cyber insurance is probably the next big key separate coverage that dentists need to be looking at. We see, all the breaches that happen daily across all kinds of industries, and the dental world is not immune to it. Just since the beginning of January, I think we've already had at least 15 to 20 ransomware attacks on our own clients, right? So it is something that, unfortunately, it's another budget item, because if you're going to insure the way that you have to be insured so that you can respond to, FIPA or PIPEDA or any, the RCDSO in a breach and what needs to happen for your own patients, it is a separate policy that you require. So, we've negotiated terms with, well, we've got multiple carriers, but right now the one carrier that's giving us the best terms and the best rates for your members. We can choose the limit that everybody's most comfortable with, but at least I know that everything is covered to the limit of insurance, including the ransom on a ransomware attack, including fines and penalties that can be brought upon by FIPA or PIPEDA or any governing body, and then all of that third-party data that's included, like that is their patient charts, is covered.
Yeah. And that's key too, because I mean, let's face it, I know you've sort of indicated that dentists aren't immune to it. I mean, I think you could arguably go a step further and say they're a prime target because they have such great personal information on their patients. It may not be like a big corporation where they've got records of millions of people, but the level of detail that they may have, say, for 2,000 patients is incredibly valuable to the criminals that are trying to get a hold of it. And by and large, I mean, a lot of small dental offices have not invested to the same extent in the security element to protect their system that some larger corporations have. So they're viewed as pretty prime targets.
Yeah, they are, and they're actually the most targeted.
Yep.
So small to medium-sized businesses are the ones that are getting attacked through phishing emails, right? And then they want ransom and so forth. So it is a key consideration moving forward there, along with one more piece of advice would be your limit of insurance. So within your clinic, I realize that some of your members would have been dentists for a long time. You add an operatory or, you buy new equipment, and unless you're leasing it, you may not always think, oh my goodness, I have to update my insurance policy. And that limit of insurance in any claim is key, because if it's not high enough and you lose everything, you won't be paid enough to be able to start the clinic all over again. But if it's not high enough, in commercial insurance, we have what we call co-insurance clauses, and you'll be penalized. So your full partial claim, right, the one operatory that was damaged, the insurance company won't pay to have it all repaired because you weren't insured to value to begin with. So It's complicated. That's why they would come to a broker, right? That's why you got Palladium Insurance in your back pocket now.
And it's certainly why one of the things that we've always encouraged at DentalPeers is that our members take a look at these things annually. Sometimes it can be just a really quick look. Have I done anything? No, we haven't done any major renovations to the office. We haven't acquired anything. But if you don't stop and ask that question, the next thing you know, 5-10 years passes and maybe you haven't done something every year, but all of a sudden you've got a fairly substantial increase in the value of your practice that you haven't covered off with insurance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. You've got to do those annual audits. Just take a moment, sit down. How are we looking? Are we good? Good. Done. And of course, they're free to reach out to you with any advice that they should be looking at with respect to that. I think that's one of the things that you're there for, to support them.
Yep. It is. I've got a whole team of brokers behind me for our DentAssure program. And we do, on an annual basis, when we send the renewal to our clients, it's a formal email where Danielle or myself or anybody else on the team will actually communicate with every single dentist. It doesn't have to be long, right? Some will have more changes to make than others, like you mentioned, but at least it's that 30-second, 1 minute, 5 minute, 10-minute look that everybody should look at.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I mean, the good thing, I think you've already indicated, you're able to do this not only for the DentalPeers members that are located here in Ottawa and Ontario, but you can service pretty much anywhere in Canada, I believe, correct?
I can, right across Canada, including Quebec. So we are licensed nationally.
Excellent. So
yeah.
Any of our DentalPeers members that are watching that are thinking, oh, I'm not in Ontario, I can't take advantage of this. Wrong. Call Sylvie.
That's right. You can call us. And, as Peers members, you even have access to a home and auto insurance, group home and auto insurance rates. So, not only your dentist members, but their staff, sometimes it's an option, especially, as an employer, you may have staff come to you that they're having issues with their insurance. Well, sometimes we can help. And that is also right across the country.
And that's a great thing, because I mean, these days attracting good employees, you've got to have a little bit more than just what you're paying them.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Any little thing that you can have to be able to show, look, I'm here to look after you as your employer in more ways than just providing you a paycheck. Great. I mean, I think DentalPeers members should certainly reach out and find out more information about that from you. And what else can DentalPeers members look forward to from Palladium and from your crack team over there?
Oh, goodness. Well, I guess we do have a whole financial division as well. So Tim Snelling, one of my partners, he's the dental medical specialist for life insurance, disability, critical illness, estate planning. So as a new dentist starting in the industry, and then moving through, your years of owning a practice or whatnot, or having multiple practices, and then moving into retirement. And when you sell your clinic, there's a lot of estate planning that can happen that we do. And even if some of your members took out a disability policy right out of university when they graduated, we do find ourselves reviewing those often and making changes, adjustments, or sometimes even reapplying, just because they need so much more coverage because they've matured and require, to make sure that if they were unable to practice dentistry, that you're getting the monthly revenue that you need in order to pay your own mortgage and continue your own family expenses. So that's the whole gamut of, within Palladium Insurance, our DentAssure program is truly, the clinic insurance, anything else you purchase along the way that would be commercial. So if you own the building of your clinic or any other, real estate that you might own, your home and auto, cottage, toys, whatever it is. And then on the financial side, it would be life, disability, critical illness, the business overhead insurance that you need on your practice as well. All of that. It's like your one-stop shop.
Excellent. Got it all covered.
Yeah, we do.
All right. So if anyone wants to find out more information and reach out to you, Sylvie, what's the best contact information that they should use to get in touch with you?
Well, it would be my email, which is pretty easy. It's sylvie@palladiuminsurance.ca. And then, for me, it's I use my cell. I know some people think it's crazy, but, I like my dental professionals to have my cell. So it would be my cell phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll keep that a secret for now.
Well, I could say, I don't care. It's 613-806-0441. I may not answer at midnight. Although if you text and say I have a claim, I will probably answer right away, right? And get things going.
Well, we don't want to wake you up out of a good sleep if we can avoid it.
Well, if I'm asleep, I won't answer. But anyway, I think you guys understand. We're here to help as much as we can.
All right. Well, Sylvie, I really want to thank you for your time. This has been a lot of fun. I hope all of our members enjoy this opportunity. If it's the first time that maybe some of them have seen you or heard your voice or anything like that, I certainly hope they've enjoyed that opportunity. And if they want to get a hold of that smiling, laughing, and energetic personality, you've got the contact information. I would certainly encourage you to reach out to Sylvie and put the Palladium team to work for you, because they've I can tell you, because people know part of what DentalPeers has done over the years. We've definitely had a situation where we've looked after insurance. So I've had the opportunity to compare a lot of different insurance coverages on behalf of dentists, and I've seen the Palladium one, and let me tell you, it's pretty darn good.
Thanks, Sean.
So any closing thoughts before we wrap it up there, Sylvie?
Oh, I guess, I am more than willing to review any insurance, any questions that you have, even whether or not we're the broker on your file or not. When you have a question, if you reach out and ask me, then at least it's not a claim against your file, or we can guide you in the right direction. That is always an offer that's out there for your members, for sure.
Excellent, and that's very much appreciated. So everyone, thank you for joining us today for this installment. As I said, I know it's a bit overdue. I was supposed to have one, but that person then wound up having a meeting conflict, and so we wound up having to reschedule. So I apologize that it's been a little while since I've recorded one, but I look forward to seeing you back with whoever our next mystery guest will be on the Meet Our Partners series, because I never like to tell you in advance. All right, everyone, take care.